I'm speaking with Mike Moore, the founder of AwarenessAct.com, which is an alternative social networking site. I have to say, it's an honor to speak with him. I myself am an avid user of the site. I like it a lot. I've been a member since late March. I actually wrote an article for the Transegoist Daily Journal on 27 March of 2013. At that time, there were just over 1,000 members, and there had been 300 members the day before. Now they've got more than 12,000 members and growing by about 50 a day at this point. And I expect probably at some point it'll grow explosively again, and then it'll settle down to a reasonable rate of expansion, and then again and again and again. I anticipate that eventually this website will probably be competing with other websites like Twitter and Facebook.com. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mike Moore. Mike Moore? Hey, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. How are you doing today?
I am hanging in there. I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying the almost 80-degree weather down here in Kentucky. We just drove down here started our journey 7 days ago from the blizzards of Minnesota, so nothing's touching me right now.
Yeah, I hear that. All right. Well, what drove you to establish AwarenessAct.com?
Well, to be totally honest with you, Mark, it was a lack of sleep at night. I couldn't sleep anymore. At that point in time, prior to creating what originally was just a website, it wasn't even a social network at that point. I was just utilizing my skills. And when I started it, I was about 4 years into my awareness, as we like to call it. And, it just got to the point where I was up until 3:30, 4:30, 5:30 in the morning watching YouTube videos. Stuff I already knew. And, it got to the point where my family and friends were getting sick of hearing me say it. So I thought, I got to do something. What can I do? And I thought, what better than to create a social network where we all could come and interact. We could get away from the Facebook bickering and the opinion pushing and just get down to the nuts and bolts of it and really get down some groundwork.
So it's like an online fight club almost.
An online fight club, except we don't fight with each other. We fight with the people we say we're going to fight with.
Well, I make that comparison, because in the book and the movie, the main character, the way he starts it is he can never sleep. So he ends up having a brainchild in order to deal with his insomnia. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's great. Okay, well, describe the ways in which this is different from Twitter and Facebook.
Well, I think first and foremost is our public status feed. We have a public status feed where basically if you post something either as a friend or a non-friend of a member or as a page, everybody's going to see it. And that kind of gives a sense of belonging, I guess, so to say. Like people want you to be their friend. You're not going to get chastised for friending too many people or friending people that you don't know. And you really get that sense from the public feed. So, and there's a lot of things actually. I mean, the fact that our network is 100% built of aware members, that really helps us with our ability to make real world moves and help and influence people's lives who really need it. We see things, the majority of us see things from a world view, from a viewpoint that gives everybody natural and equal rights, whether it be constitutional or, somewhere else on down the line. And I think that's a really important thing.
And that's one thing that actually struck me as really unique about the site as well, is just the quality of person that tends to interact on that site. I mean, that's not to say that there aren't idiots out there, even on that site, but I mean, by and large, you're dealing with people who are exceptionally logical and exceptionally open and just, well, I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record or anything, but aware. quite frankly, yeah. You know, aware of what's going on in the world.
That's why we came up with the name.
Yeah.
You know, my fiance and I, Carissa Kim, we were sitting there 11 and a half months ago, and we thought, what could we call it, you know? Why don't they call it something act, because it was time to act. She said, why not awareness? So,
Yeah, and I gotta say, I've learned a lot just being on that site, much more than I've ever learned on, you know, a site like
that's
Facebook or
awesome.
Twitter.
That's what we're driving for.
And
it's and then empower people to get out there and act. You know, Marshall and I are constantly available to chat with on there.
Yeah.
We got staff members that we're, you know, trying to integrate into the whole deal, and we've got Dave Wilson on there. He debugs, so we're constantly responding to member requests and making changes to suit members' needs. So,
yeah.
Like I said before, there's a real sense of belonging at AASN, and I think that's the biggest difference that we have. Because in other networks, you're just there. But with Awareness Act Social Network, you are the network.
Yeah, and I'll tell you another thing too. I mean, every time I've tried to actually network with, as you know, I run an online newspaper called Transegoist Daily Journal. And, you know, one thing I've tried to do with that site is to try to find writers who just want, you know, some kind of a platform for their work and who write about things that are consistent with my general philosophy. And if you want to know more about my general philosophy, of course, you can visit the website, tdj.transegoism.us. But, I mean, chances are if you listen to this, you've already seen the website. But in any case, I ran into a brick wall going to places like Facebook and Twitter and things like that. I just couldn't find the people that were willing to, that, you know, were able and willing to do that. When I came to AASN, I found several very quickly. And it's
I went through the same problem, and that's what it's nice to have. It's nice to have a network where you don't have to mine so deep to find compassion.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's compassion, but it's more than that too. I mean, it's just
the willingness to be involved.
Right. Willingness to be involved. Willingness to talk about the things that other people are not. You know, they're either unaware of them or they don't want. Chances are they don't want to be aware of them. And it's
my
just.
Mom got mad at me when I showed her some stuff on YouTube. You know, I don't want to know this, Michael.
That's an incredible statement. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Man, that's just staggering. But it's true. I mean, and most people won't admit that they don't want to know. They just, you know, you say something that they don't want to know, they just kind of don't respond, or, you know, eventually they just cut you off. And that's not something that
I'm sure a lot of the people out there, you as a member too, Mark, and all the other members out there listening too, and the non-members for that matter, it's a very strenuous viewpoint that we all take as aware people.
That's true.
To have this knowledge is to want to share it with your family and your friends because of the reasons we all know. And after trying so hard, I mean, they get mad at us, they get annoyed with us. We feel that pressure of being a burden on them, and you know, it's really nice to have a network to go to and know that the people are on the same page, and instantly you become family with them. I'm sitting in Transegoist's house right now, you guys. He took us in. We were stranded. We had intentions of coming out and meeting as many members as possible, and we blew a rod right through the oil pan on our RV.
Oh my God.
We were thrown into the mercy of the members of Awareness Act, and they came through, man. They came
awesome.
through big time. So,
and it's worldwide. You know, that's another thing that I've noticed is that there's only 12,000 members. I mean, there's only 12,000 members, and yet these members are from every corner of the globe. It's incredible.
I just got a message about a day and a half ago that said hello from the Philippines. So,
that's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, that's wow. That's amazing. You know, it's a great place to be. I tell you what. But
well, thank you. You built it for you.
Yeah. One of the most attractive aspects of the site, like we were talking about, the general feed really kind of helps promote that kind of collegial, familial atmosphere. And I gotta say, it's one of the best aspects of the site. I love it. That having been said,
that was pretty much Marshall's doing right there. A lot of the developing and stuff, you know. I just kind of gave him a base plan, and he ran with it, and he did an excellent job.
That's awesome. But, I mean, at the same time, I could see how, you know, as traffic increases, it could get more difficult to kind of maintain and kind of keep it from overloading the servers and making it, you know, more difficult for the site to be accessible. Do you foresee a problem with that? And if so, what do you intend to do about it?
Well, I don't see a problem with it, Mark, because we work very closely with PHP Fox, the script, you know, the scripters, and the people that we have working on developing are about a step and a half ahead of the game. So, and not to mention our staff out there is so excellent at being on point and relaying messages between members to the developers that, you know, we've got it taken care of pretty much for the most part. I'm not going to say in specifics because, as everybody knows, I'm just the founder. Really, Marshall is the guy who pretty much has the site up and running and keeps it up and running.
Right.
And he's got some tricks up his sleeve. I will say that we've got some issues that we're going to work on with the privacy functions, as far as blocking members and as far as being able to see members' posts on the public feed, even though you have them blocked. You know, so there's some things that we've got to work out, but you got to keep in mind we just got out of beta phase, so you know it's been.
No, I mean, you know, it's. Yeah, I mean that's this site has been up for what, 2 months maybe?
No, it's been 36 days.
36 days.
Yes.
36 days and 12,000 members. That's amazing.
Yes.
That is absolutely amazing.
Expect changes, but expect to be involved in the changes, you know?
Yeah.
What works is communication, and that's why we've grown so much, because people are catching wind of a site that they have involvement in.
You know, arguably speaking, there are more people on that site than the people at the very top of the parasitic food chain that are running things at this point.
Agreed.
So, you know, that's a very, there's already more of us organized than there are of them. So I think their days are numbered at this point.
Yeah, we're on to something, Mark.
Yeah, you really are. You really are. But yeah, I mean, and I've been real impressed with what you and Marshall have done too. And Marshall's just a young guy too. That's what's so incredible. I mean,
he is.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a beast though. He goes at it hard. I'll tell you what. This guy, he'll be into it about 37 hours, and he'll call me, and you know, you can tell when somebody gives you a text and it's all jarbled. You just gotta tell him, Marshall, you're doing a great job. Get some sleep. You gotta work at 7:30 in the morning, you know. But he really plugs away at it, and you can tell.
That's awesome.
In the site.
That is awesome. All right, well, I'm going to ask you about something that's been kind of negative that's been going on, and based on the quality of persona that's been promoting these things, I wouldn't give them too much credence. However, there have been some accusations about this site, copyright infringement, and infighting to name two. And I just want to give you an opportunity to sort of respond to these accusations and kind of talk about why you think there are some people that are so down on what you and your team have accomplished.
Yeah, you know, in any situation like this, I've had a buddy of mine. He's about to turn 61 now, I think it is, and he used to always tell me, Mike, you're gonna encounter people in your life when you're doing good that are gonna try and tell you you're doing bad. Yeah. They might be friends, they might be enemies. You know, there's always gonna be them people that are gonna kick you. But I'm here to say that as Awareness Act, you know, social networking, Awareness Act itself is a nonprofit organization soon here. I'm here to represent and make a statement that we are in contact regularly with PHP Fox, and we have been 100% honest and legal in all of our proceedings. So anyone who takes the time to do the research can see this for themselves. You just jump right on there, and you can call and contact PHP Fox all you want.
That's another thing that I noticed. That's another thing that I noticed. Every time I've seen these accusations, they either provide no backup for it, or they just provide a general link to like PHP Fox, which of course doesn't support their statement at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
he's just over there trying to make money, and that's my opinion. I don't know this guy from World Truth whatsoever, but
this is the guy who's been ragging on you guys. This is the guy who's been ragging on you guys.
Yeah, he's the Anthony something is the guy who supposedly runs World Truth. I went over there and I actually tried to send him a message because I've been caught up in trying to get on the road and get out and promote the site. And when I heard about it through text messages. So I jumped on there with my phone to World Truth and I sent him a nice message and I told him, we're not trying to not get along here. I don't know what your accusations are about. I frankly don't really care. We have an opportunity here to join ranks, regardless. We'll stick it all under the bridge, and we can.
Yeah, and it might just be as simple as people viewing things as a zero-sum game. And I find that that's a very common outlook, and it's depressing because life is not a zero-sum game unless you make it that way. If you choose to live creatively and in a way that is synergistic with other people, and you trying to find your niche as opposed to always just trying to copy other people's niche and try to one-upsmanship them all the time instead of finding something, then it's you're driving into a rut. And even if you win, it's kind of a hollow victory, really.
It's got to be about us and not the individual. It's got to be about us as a collective, us as a people who are willing to really put in the groundwork to start changing the world on a grand scale, not politically, socially, globally, socially. We've got to change this shit.
It's all about coordination. It's all about coordination and cooperation. As opposed to.
Put us all on the same pedestal, so nobody has to worry about someone being taller than them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right. What about yourself? I mean, you've touched on this a little bit, but I'm sure the creation of this site must have been quite a journey for you, both literally and figuratively. And I was just wondering if you'd mind sharing me kind of just a generalized personal bio.
Well, I guess I'm Mike Moore. I'm a normal guy. I have a daughter. She's 2. She's not in my life, baby mama drama, just like any other guy out there. I got 2 semesters into college, and my school debts are about to come knocking on the 4th of this month coming here, just like any other person out there.
Yeah.
I just had a dream. I sat down one day and I said, I gotta change this. I've been alive for 30 years now, and I've seen a lot of things. And it wasn't until the last 5 years of my life here that I really realized what was going on. And I'll tell you what, it has been a journey trying to get it started. But all the hard work, we had a breakdown in Keokuk, Iowa, about 5 days ago, just trying to get on the road to promote the site. I got my 4-year-old son with me, and I got my fiance, and that in itself was an adventure.
Yeah.
And in actuality, I created a page yesterday where I'm going to be kind of doing a little bio on the road thing. So if anybody wants to go ahead and like that and follow it, I'm going to be uploading videos and interviews with some people. I'm going to talk to people in all the towns I go to. So, and I'll talk about myself a little more there. I have a lot to say, I guess, on that aspect. So.
Well, would you mind sharing that URL with us?
What's that?
The URL for the site you were talking about.
Oh, for the page?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me find it here. I'm working on Truth Seeker's computer here because you can laugh or whatnot, but I think somehow, some way, on purpose, somebody erased my hard drive because I was involved in some nefarious activity, and the very next day my computer blue screened and told me my hard drive sucked. So
Yeah, that'll happen. I could tell you some personal stories about that as well. They didn't wreck my computer, but they changed the name of a very significant file to let me know that they were there.
Yep, it's crazy when it happens, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
And you denounce it until it happens to you.
Yeah, yeah, it's like it's almost like a Bigfoot sighting or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I made the page under artist just because I didn't like any of the other selections. I'm gonna have to go in there and make a couple more
Oh, well, then
categories
it's an Awareness Act page.
like this. But the URL is awarenessact.com/pages/379. Check it out and go ahead and
Okay, 379.
let me know you're out there.
And what's the name of the page?
The name of the page is AASN Road Trip in all caps.
AASN Road Trip. All right, all you AASN users out there, go like AASN Road Trip, and we'll all stay tuned, man. Hey, we're all with you. We're all with you, and we all really hope that you enjoy nothing but success. We all really appreciate what you've built for us.
We'll enjoy it together.
And yeah, and hey, man, honestly, I hope you can find a way for this site to make enough money to where you don't have to worry about how am I going to make it the next month.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do too, because my ultimate goal is to make enough money with this site. Because generally it's not about the money. So when the money starts pouring in,
yeah,
it's coming to you guys. I want you all to know that I am that guy out there who said I'm going to get rich and I'm going to do this for people and I'm going to do that for people. My goal is to get the money if it's coming and get it right back out of my hands. I'm going to put you guys up as AASN staff members. We're going to get organized as a nonprofit, and we're going to take out of the tyranny in this world. So,
hey, man,
I'm coming to knock on your door.
Hey, I'm gonna have to bleep out my F words and your GD words, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, man. Hey, look, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to talk to me about your website. And yeah, don't be a stranger, man. Don't be a stranger.
You're cutting out again.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, hey, I was just trying to say it's been good talking to you, and I hope to talk to you again soon, man.
There you go. Yeah, definitely. All right, Mark. Thanks for the opportunity, man. I really appreciate it.
Not at all, man. Not at all.
All right.